First of all, this is a gigantic intelligence failure from Russian security services.
Πρώην κατάσκοποι και ειδικοί σε θέματα μυστικών υπηρεσιών αναλύουν στην κάμερα του ΣΚΑΙ πώς η φημισμένη ρωσική υπηρεσία πληροφοριών FSB δεν μπόρεσε να αποτρέψει την πολύ νεκρή επίθεση της περασμένης Παρασκευής.
The Russian security service is more worried about their own people, about their feelings towards Vladimir Putin. They ignore their basic function, which is to protect the Russian people from terrorist attacks.
The Russian police presence at the funeral of Alexei Navalny was overwhelming. There was a huge police presence there. That was an indicator that opposition is a higher priority for the Putin regime than even the threat of terrorism.
Απορρίπτουν τους ρωσικούς ισχυρισμούς περί εμπλοκής της Ουκρανίας ή δυτικών μυστικών υπηρεσιών στην επίθεση στο θέατρο Κρόκους.
First of all, I think it's nonsense. There's certainly no evidence behind that. Look, the U.S. intelligence community collected intelligence that ISIS-K was planning an attack. On March 7th, the U.S. State Department put out a warning. We also passed this, my old colleagues passed this to the Russian intelligence services, in particular warning about attacks on concert halls. So it makes no sense that there was any kind of Western involvement.
Προβλέπουν μάλιστα ότι το επόμενο διάστημα θα κλιμακωθεί η προσπάθεια της Ρωσίας να συνδέσει την Ουκρανία με την πολύ νεκρή επίθεση.
But I think that Vladimir Putin is going to try to protect the Russian security services from blame. There's not going to be any kind of inquiry or commission because, again, he needs them to stay in power.
What do we know about ISIS-K, who claimed responsibility for last Friday's attacks?
ISIS-K has had Russia in its crosshairs. You know, they blame Russia for helping Syria in its fight against ISIS. They blame Russia for oppression of the Muslim majority republics in the North Caucasus. This group that's going to threaten not only interests inside of in Central Asia, but also in Europe. This, I think, is the beginning, and what we need is kind of a concerted effort across the board to work against this group.
Can you tell why European governments have raised terror threat levels since last Friday?
A successful terrorist attack emboldens other attacks, and so there will be groups, other affiliates of ISIS, such as ISIS North Africa, that may attempt attacks in follow-on to the Russia attack in order to maintain the pressure.
Παρότι οι μυστικές υπηρεσίες των Ηνωμένων Πολιτειών ενημέρωσαν την FSB για τον κίνδυνο επίθεσης, οι πληροφορίες αξιολογήθηκαν από την ρωσική πλευρά ως μη αξιόπιστες.